You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the May 9th, 2024 meeting of the Michigan City Sustainability Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
What are you supposed to say? I am calling this meeting into being. That's not how you say it, but it is. To order. It's 4:31. Welcome. I'm finally hosting a government meeting. It's about time.
What is this?
It is the Sustainability Commission on Sustainability, and it's May 9th. It's 4:31. What do we, roll call? Can we do roll
Michelle
call?
Basta, not here. Tim Bauer,
I'm here.
Tristan Bogart,
Here.
Bailey Chavis, Bart Henderson, I am here. Andy Johns Davis is not here.
She's excused.
Beverly McMartin, not here.
She's coming down the elevator.
Oh, she's coming. Okay, I'll say her name again. Faye Moore,
Here,
Angela Reynolds.
thank you.
Is she excused, Angela Reynolds?
Yes.
Larry Zimmer,
Here.
Nancy Moldenauer, I
Here.
see her.
Thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome.
Nancy is Michelle excused.
Yes, she is excused. She texted all of us. I should say the officers.
And Beverly McMartin. Are you here? She is here.
All right. We have
Okay, we have a quorum. We do have a
Fantastic.
quorum.
So we need approval
I'll
of
take care of
the March 14th, 2024 minutes.
And April, we can do both at the same.
We can do them both at the same. Any discussion before we vote?
I think you already approved March at the end
No.
of
I think so.
the meeting.
Yes.
Oh, you didn't?
We didn't have a
Okay.
quorum.
So is there any discussion or is there a motion?
I make a
Yeah,
motion,
well, there had to
I
be
make a motion
some
to accept the March 14, 2024 minutes and the April
as amended.
2024 minutes as amended.
Okay, yeah, because the March were amended.
Is there a second?
I second.
All right. Motion passes. And then,
Oh, we have to vote on it.
No, you
oh,
said
we need a vote.
Yeah.
all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Any opposed? Thanks. I'll get it.
Okay.
It passes. All right, and then we need to have a vote on this agenda. Do we do that? No, we don't do it? In my mind, we do, but I guess we don't. I just imagined it. All right, well, the first thing on our agenda is the proposed moratorium on solar array installation in LaPorte County Alert. And that's Nancy. Nancy, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, there's been afoot for a while, individuals who are actually opposed to solar field array, I should say solar array installation in LaPorte County. And mostly these meetings have been held during the daytime, which means that farmers who have flexible time have mostly been in attendance. And there have been very few people who are pro-solar at these meetings. I was able to drop into one unexpectedly when I just noticed somebody had posted the meetings happening, they're talking about solar right now. So I dropped everything and got on that LaPorte County Commission meeting and was able to make comment that our Michigan City Sustainability Commission has been promoting solar for a number of years, and also that I always have 3 points and I forget one of the three. And the next one was it's an opportunity for small business investment in the county and also for jobs. And high-paying union jobs, actually. And then the last point I made was I, as a farmer who owns 120 acres, I should be able to do with my land what I want to do. And people should not be telling me if I'm gonna be growing rice or soybeans or generating electricity or whatever. So that was the last point that I made. We have 2 meetings that are coming up that I mentioned here. The first one is the County Board of Zoning meeting, which is does anybody have any questions about that first before I move on?
Yes, my question is, how have they been advertising it, that they were having a meeting?
It was in the Herald Dispatch.
It was in the Herald Dispatch, okay.
Everybody doesn't get that paper.
And they supposedly post them on the county website also.
Yeah.
But
So it has been on the county website?
I think you need to be looking for it probably.
Oh,
Okay, so they had a number of, I don't know what the county calls them, if they're workshops or public hearings or whatever, but they had some of those.
oh.
And I'm not sure, I'm not.
So we should start checking the county.
We should start checking the
website.
calendar and looking at the agenda as far as what's on the agenda. I heard from one of my friends that this was going on, and I got back with her and said, please fill me in.
Fill me- right.
Who's doing this?
Right.
Who's meeting? When's it happening?
Mhm.
And I never heard anything back.
Okay.
So that's how I think we didn't know
No.
what was happening
If I
here.
see it in the paper again, I will send an email out to everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do they
Larry.
have like a concentrated point of opposition? Like, what are they upset?
They're upset about the humming that they're gonna hear from these solar arrays.
humming?
There is no humming. That's
Is farming silent?
And then
How about the humming I hear from all these lawnmowers?
Yeah, right. Leaf blowers
Yeah,
and power washers.
yeah.
but it's one of the myths about solar arrays and solar panels that they hum or something, but as far as the county goes, they passed an ordinance back in 2021. So they were very proactive about this, setting up the parameters of, how many per, square foot, acre. It has to be set back so far from your neighbor's property and, and in fact, the regulations that the county adopted are much stricter than the ones that the state of Indiana has laid out. So, I think that the ordinance is good, but what's going to happen is these individuals are going to try to get the ordinance changed. Okay, probably to make it even more restrictive. And the thing that concerns me is they're talking about a 1-year moratorium on any solar array installation within LaPorte County.
Because of this humming?
Humming and decreased property value was the other thing, okay? And I think, we've all had conversations about, it doesn't have to be unsightly, you can plant the native flowers around it, which is a nice place for butterflies, birds, bees, and, all of our native species. And as long as they don't get the really tall grasses, they can be lower than the panels. And if it does get a little bit too high, then we have our friend with the sheep who can bring his sheep out and they can get fed and, they can get their grass taken care of also.
So,
Property value, decreased property value, again, that's a myth, it's not true. Solar United neighbors nationally and within Indiana, they've done extensive investigative work on all of this. So these 2 points that they have aren't what's so. So we need to have people there speaking the truth and presenting the facts, based on research.
all right. And Nancy, these meetings are May 21st and May 28th,
Yeah,
6 p.m. at the County Complex Building, correct?
In LaPorte.
Yeah, in LaPorte at County Complex Building. So I'm coordinating the people that are going to be there. If you want to be there to say something, let me know. Good news is that Brian from Solar United Neighbors in Fort Wayne, he's coming over and he's going to be able to be there at the May 21st meeting. So we'll have our expert witness for that. He's not able to come on May 28th because he has a previous engagement. Okay, so he'll be able to appear before the Board of Zoning, but he won't be able to appear before the Plan Commission. So the plan commission probably is the more important meeting because this is where they can actually take up, changing the ordinance.
All right,
Okay?
cool. Are we all?
Question, what is the structure of the meeting as far as public comment goes? Do we have to wait till the end of the meeting
it's
before
usually
we
at the
can
beginning.
say anything? Or
At
is it the beginning, or is it when they address this particular issue?
Okay, we would be talking when they're addressing the issue, when it's on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay, so they actually would, they go through the presenting the comments from the public. That's when, we would be able to speak, and then comments from the commissioners. Okay, that's,
So they do it
So-
similar to the city council, our city council meeting.
yeah.
So it's not the way our meeting is, where it's at the end?
I think the county's up front. Did they go first?
I thought they go
I thought they
first.
did too.
So it starts at the beginning, before
Yes.
they do anything?
Yes.
But this would come under
Thank you.
this as an agenda item. Okay?
All
Thank you.
Just get back with me if you're interested, and we can get this coordinated, to figure out who's doing what, so everybody's not doing the same thing, okay?
All right, great. Are
And
we
I
all-
I cannot be there on May 21st, but I can be there on May 28th.
Are you coordinating May 21st anyway?
Yeah,
Okay.
All right.
thank you, everybody.
Unless there's any other questions or comments, moving on to B, approval of sustainable design of the Homeward Bound Village, a discussion and then a vote from Nancy.
Yeah, I had asked Larry to take a closer look at the design component of it. I was really impressed that this would actually be the first significantly sized construction in Michigan City that is green. Okay, and we've been looking for and waiting for a green building to
Yeah,
finally go up in Michigan City, so that maybe others will get inspired and consider doing the same. So Larry, did you want to make comment on some of the things you noticed?
Nancy, I was not able to open this link. Tristan just told me how to do it, so
Oh,
I just was not able to look at it.
I was,
But I will, and I can send any comments out.
okay, well, basically, oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was under the impression that the Imagination Station on Cool Spring and Jackson was a green building when it was Imagination Station, which is now Paladin. It's supposed to be green.
I have no awareness of that.
Oh.
I don't know, it could be, but I don't know.
Nancy, did they talk about specific features that are gonna go into the building?
Yeah, everything is green, everything, construction, walls, the way it's gonna be heated and air conditioned. It's a total green building, okay?
How is it going
And-
to be heated?
I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't, and all of you got the link, so, you know.
Did we,
I-
do we need to read that letter before voting on it?
No, it's just, you just need to approve, that's all.
Okay.
That's all. And the outdoors is gonna be wonderful. The back half of the lot is wooded area and wetlands. They're gonna build walking trails back there for the residents. Everything is green, that's all I can say. And I'm sorry, if I'd known you hadn't done it, I would have made my list, but,
Oh, that's okay.
okay.
Are we good to vote on it, or do we need to?
Personally, I feel the need to look at this a little bit more.
Okay, I'm attending a meeting after this that this could be important for.
Okay.
I feel like whatever it has is gonna be great. So whether it's the total shot or whether it's some aspects of it or any attempt, I think, at building sustainable, we should be behind.
Yeah, and this
Like a
really,
stepping
this
stone.
really is the whole enchilada, so to speak.
Yeah.
It really is.
Do they have like, was it the LEED certification or, all right.
Oh, where's this located?
It's right,
It's on
it's gonna be
Carwick.
on Carwick Road, just to the north of the, public housing there, just to the north,
To
the
the
first
north or
lot
to the
that's there.
south.
Oh, and they've left up the big oak trees too, they don't wanna take those down.
Great.
Right. Is there a motion to, what's the word?
And Laura, if you want to table it, that's fine, okay? I just won't be able to say anything at my next meeting, that's all.
Alright.
Oh, I'd like to make a motion that we vote to issue a letter of support for the sustainability of the new Homeward Bound Villages project.
I second.
Cool. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those not voting no? Or
I'm abstaining.
opposed, or, yeah, I was
Yeah.
going that, all abstaining?
Me.
Cool. That passes if my math is right?
I think so.
All right, cool. Great. Well, that's moving on to C, solar power options for city government. Tristan, you got anything?
No new updates.
Cool. Thanks. So D, electric municipal vehicle project, Michigan City Police and Transit Department.
No new updates.
Cool. Thanks for being to the point. E, funeral homes and crematoriums, plant a tree, Bailey.
I think Andy kept this on as a retirement. This one is gone.
Rock and roll.
You don't know.
So, green burial and burial, Lawrence.
Yes.
Okay, Bailey, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. This is your moment to close out this project with everybody, because I know you haven't been here for a number of meetings in a row. So it'd be really nice to let our public know exactly what you accomplished.
Okay, so we'll go with that. So I'll look at you guys.
That's fine.
You can wait a week if you want to.
We have successfully created a list of all of the funeral homes and crematoriums in our region that offer a plant a tree option, most of which are through the American Forestry Service, which gives people an opportunity to provide that sort of option when a loved one passes.
All right.
And that
And
list
how-
is found where?
There is mayhaps there is already a post on what is Andy's site?
Is it the sustainability Facebook page?
Her
Michigan
Caught
City.
You Being Green one.
Oh,
Caught you
okay.
being
She
green,
wrote a
okay.
Caught You Being Green article.
All right. So if you want info on this, check out the Caught You Being Green on social media. All right. And if you got more, are you good?
No?
Yeah. If you got more of the
How long
future.
did you work on this for?
Oh gosh, too long. But it's finished and it's all good.
Yeah, I
Well,
think it was at least a year, if not longer. And there was one funeral home that was the outlier.
We had to hold out.
Mhm.
Well, congratulations, Bailey.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I want to say that.
All right. Thanks, Bailey. All right. Green burials and burial sections.
Right.
Lawrence.
So, as most of you probably remember, a couple of years ago, my spouse Ted and I made a presentation here that we were going to present to the Cemetery Board of Trustees. We did that. They were not interested at that time, and so we kind of tabled the whole thing. And now that there is a new board and a new superintendent of the cemeteries, we've tried to revive that. So we've already had a meeting with the new superintendent. He was open to the idea. And so now on the next meeting of the cemetery trustees is on June 13th at 3 o'clock at Swan Lake in that little office building. And we prepared a PowerPoint presentation that we're going to give to the trustees again. This will be to a new group. We'll hopefully engage them in conversation and spark their interest, and hopefully it can be something that could happen for Michigan City and Northwest Indiana. Because the only other green cemeteries in the whole state are down south, like in Crawfordsville, Lafayette, Indianapolis, that area. So having one up in Northwest Indiana would be really great.
So I have a question of if people want to come out to support June 13th, 3 p.m. Swan Lake. Should they just like by being there, does that
Yes.
show support?
Yes,
Okay.
that would be great. Just having bodies there would be great. And then if there's a public comment period, just voice your, support for it. Say it's something that interests you and you'd like to see the city provide.
Could you repeat that time?
Sure. It's June 13th at 3 o'clock
At Swan Lake?
at Swan Lake. And
That'd be a Thursday. But yeah, I
So
love.
you'll see the whole presentation again as we've prepared it, and we'll answer whatever questions we can based on the research that we've done so far. And I think it'd be a good thing for Michigan City.
Yeah, I know I've talked to people about this and they've been very in support. And
Yeah. And they're just in the early stages now of beginning a new kind of overhaul master plan of that property. And so now is a great time to be putting our desire in there so that that could be incorporated into the new master plan as that develops over the next few years. So
So
we're getting
Larry,
it at the right time.
is it also my understanding that there's a back section that
There is.
hasn't even been
Yes.
touched yet?
That's right. That's right. That's kind of why we jumped on it, because the Greenwood Cemetery is all full, but Swan Lake still has the room, the space there. So
Yeah,
it should
'cause
work out well.
I think what the only other would be St. Stan's. Is that St. Stan's Cemetery?
That's right across from.
Yeah, because they have space,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's a great start. Does anybody have any questions, thoughts?
I just didn't know that Swan Lake belonged to the city, so that's good to know.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and in fact, I was surprised the transfer of property happened way back in the 1970s.
Wow.
I didn't know that. That came out of the presentation that the new superintendent made to the city council in 1970s.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, June 13th, 3 p.m. at Swan Lake. If you want to know more, show support.
And it actually is right before this meeting.
Oh, great.
So if you could come, they did put us first on the agenda, so we can go, make our voices heard and then leave there in time to get here.
Cool. Well, we'll have more conversation about this next month.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Waste reduction and garbology. I haven't done anything with that group in a while. Does anybody have any updates? I don't think anyone from that group's here. All right, cool. Let's move on. Continue promoting SoulSmart Silver designation with partner Indiana University Resilience Cohort. Nancy, Laura, Tristan, Beverly.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to hear from the Senior Program Specialist, Kelly Aves of the National League of Cities, regarding the review of updates submitted to receive our gold designation from the U.S. Department of Energy in 2024. So we hope we hear from them soon and that we get our new designation and a new plaque. And we'll be able to present it at a city council meeting to our new mayor, Angie.
All right, great.
And they did send me a survey, and I think I'll wait to fill that out until we find out if we got it or not.
Cool. All right. Does anybody else have any questions, thoughts, conversation? All right. Carbon Neutral Indiana. Nancy, Laura, Faye. Any of you have any updates? things to share?
Larry's supposed to be on here.
Well, I just.
And Larry.
That's all.
All right.
But anyway, the event was at Earth Day. Is that going to be a separate item, the Earth Day extravaganza?
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to
Okay.
Caught You Being Green.
Yeah, so the only thing I did was I just, Daniel, the author, Daniel Pointer, was running low on his stock of books, so I bought a chunk and donated them to Andy to give away for a donation at the
That's
event
nice.
this Saturday.
Very
You see
good.
it?
Does anybody here not have this? Does anybody here not have this?
I don't.
Everybody should have one. On this commission, everybody should have one.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't have one, take one, okay?
Five of them.
Tim? Do you need
Thanks.
one?
I got
You have one? You have one?
Thanks.
She did.
Okay. Okay, so, we'll check with Michelle then, next meeting, whoever else is. All right, cool.
Do you have anything else to say?
No, that's basically.
All right, cool. All right, Department of Energy's National Renewable Energy Laboratory. Nancy, Tristan, Bailey, Laura, Faye, Beverly. Any updates, thoughts, conversation?
Yeah, we've added Shannon of the Park Department Superintendent
She's already here.
and Jamie Huss, who is
She's
the,
not.
yeah, I know, I'm letting everybody know.
I'm sorry.
I'm letting everybody know they've been officially added, okay, to this group. And I'm also gonna add Mayor Angie to this too, because she wants to be involved in the project. The contract has been signed, so we're ready to start moving on this project. The first thing we'll probably do is to have the people from Service Pro, no, that's wrong, Professional Services come in. I did send an email out to Scott for us to have our 8th and final meeting in May. So we'll basically be closing out this group and transitioning to a smaller and leaner group that's actually going to be working with the consultants, okay? I guess that's about it. It's moving forward. We're probably not going to have formal meetings until the end of June, and that's based on Mayor Angie's schedule and what she has on her books already.
Cool.
Any questions about this?
Professional services is gonna do what?
They're going to do the assessment and planning.
Okay, so it's like an engineering firm?
It's a, are you familiar with the solar panels at the Michigan State area schools?
Yes.
Yeah, they did those.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now.
And for the record, it's performance services.
Yeah,
Okay, it's what?
performance services.
Services?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep messing
You're all
up
good.
every single time. That's my dyslexia.
Cool. Any other thoughts? Are we good? Cool. Northwest Indiana Region Resilience Action Planning Workshop. Nancy, Laura, are the two here on that? Any updates, things to share?
No.
Cool. Soul Power, Faye, and Nancy. If you got anything to share today? Updates?
Well, just that we have classes going on as we speak today, and the students are doing very well, and hopefully we'll have something next month, because it should be ending next month.
Cool. Any questions or? All right. Moving on to Solar United Neighbors. Nancy, Faye, any updates, things to share?
I already covered this when I said that Brian will be coming to the first meeting with LaPorte County government. So that's it.
All right, cool. Then that's moving on to call you being green. And I guess I'm the only one here from Andy and Michelle. We had an Earth Day extravaganza on Saturday. That went really nicely.
Yes.
Yeah, good turnout, great people, ideas. Does anybody have any comments, questions, things to share about the Earth Month extravaganza? Besides, also way to go, Andy, you're not here, but you put in a lot of work and did a great job. And
I never knew that there were hiking trails. I didn't even know if there was a park behind that building.
oh, it's beautiful.
I know, right?
No one's ever there.
So I went back there and hiked around all the trails. It's beautiful. So are you giving a tour? Which was
It's
nice.
full of burning bush,
Full of burning bush.
I know.
Yep, and a
but
few
it still
down
manages to be beautiful.
trees. Yep, it is. It's like when you're walking around back there, you don't even realize you're in the city anymore. It's like very escapist
Oh, yeah.
place
So-
to go.
I feel like that and Barker Woods are these little gems.
Oh, Barker Woods is a good place to
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I thought it was very interesting. I went around to all the booths. I found all of the people there displaying, like from Department of Natural Resources. Very helpful. Their displays were great. Good turnout of young people, which was good to see with their parents. So yeah, I thought it was a very enjoyable event. All the trees that you gave away it was great.
I have a complaint.
Thank you, Faye.
I had no time to do that.
To do what?
Look around at all the other
Oh,
things.
yeah.
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 But I think it was a great event.
Well, I think next year maybe it won't be on the same day as the first farmers market,
Oh, yeah.
which would
Yeah, it was very,
call maybe
Very.
like loosen the time and stuff. Because being that it was the most beautiful weather, but then it's
Yeah.
something's nice maybe about it being closer to Earth Day.
on the other hand, it was good to have the trees not have to wait around for a week between events.
Yeah.
So it would have been good for the people manning the booths to have a little time. But yeah. No, it was good. That was great.
It was also nice to have the books there. Frank Ravan went home with one, so
Yeah.
maybe he'll do some reading.
Great. Yeah, I was very impressed that he showed up. That was wonderful.
He showed up, Representative Pat Boyd was there,
Uh-huh.
and also Mayor Angie Nelson Deitch attended also.
That's great.
And
That's a
that's,
profile event.
that was 3 elected officials. Well, I guess I can throw myself into, so we
That's
Right.
we had 4 elected officials there, and
And
that's,
Daisy.
Daisy.
Daisy Lee.
Daisy.
We're at 5
That's
now.
5.
we were 5 there. Okay, we had
Why?
5 elected officials there, and that's the first time we've ever had that many.
That's
The
great.
first time.
Yeah, that's great.
And the United States Congressman
Right.
man came
Yes.
over.
Yeah,
That's
Yes.
And he stayed there. He was there for a while. He talked to a lot of people.
I know
That's
he
great.
did. Yeah.
Good.
We had a bee on stilts.
Oh, that's right. That's
Cool.
fun.
But yeah, I guess with that, if you have any thoughts, let
We
it.
had just over 400.
Right. Yeah, I think that's similar to
That's
last
pretty
year.
close to what we did last year. And I told Andy that was a great showing of people, especially since we didn't have any live animal draws.
Yeah.
The first 2 years, we had live animals, and that will always bring out more
People.
children, well, families with children
Families with
especially. So, and I want to acknowledge Renaissance for having a table and being there. And I know a lot of your school children and their parents came.
Oh yeah.
And also the Discovery Charter
Discovery.
School was there also.
We had the region charters there.
So there were 2 charter schools there. So that was,
Oh yeah. I think Renaissance folks had a great time. So, I know I did.
I think Andy should get a special note of
Right.
recognition. She did a lot of work.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I was there like around 9:30, and she and her husband and her 2 kids were there. They were setting all the tables up and the chairs and putting signs up, and she just did an incredible amount of work to.
And they were there the night before.
What's that?
They were also there the night before,
Oh, were they?
scoping things out. Yep.
Yeah. So big thanks to Andy.
Way to go,
You're
Andy.
out there, Andy. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks for all you do for it, Andy. And yeah, I think as of now, the plans to do late April next year. If you have thoughts, let Andy or me or someone know.
Or if you think of somebody who would be a good exhibitor,
Oh yeah.
put the bug in their ear and tell them to, maybe have a table next year.
Or it could be you, whoever's watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have great people from the community there. So then moving on for Caught You Being Green.
I wanted to say something too.
Yeah.
If we're in the middle of the installation or the planning for the solar array installation for the zoo and the park there, it may be nice to have our representatives from Performance Services there. they may be willing to come and talk about solar and more of the technical side of it, which I think a lot of people have no idea, regarding. So I think that may be a nice addition.
Addition.
Well, let's keep
You
in
know what would
mind.
be cool too is if they could actually bring a solar panel, like not a big one, just a small one, and show kids and people in general explain how it generates electricity. Maybe it's got
It's a
a
great
meter or a
idea.
battery or something attached to it. And I think sometimes people need to have a little bit more hands-on to appreciate and know what it really is and how it works.
Yeah.
I have one about the size of this paper on the back seat of my car so that I can show people how they work and
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you're right, a lot of people don't know. So they do come in smaller sizes that are hands-on so people can see and have a better idea how they work.
So would you be willing to bring yours in from the back seat of your car?
Oh, sure.
All right. All right. Great. As far as social media, check out Caught You Being Green social media, and then the Nora Schultz Sustainability Award. That's coming up. We award that at our July meeting, and that means what? Keep in mind people to nominate from our community who are doing sustainable things, living a sustainable life, helping our community be the best it can.
Yeah, we're accepting nominations now till our June meeting. That way we can award in July. This also applies to the newly created business award as well. So, please send your, email your suggestions in to Andy, and we'll keep you guys all updated up in the next meeting.
I guess I didn't know about that. Can you that we're adding an award for new businesses that are
Yeah,
sustainably
so
minded?
the last meeting we there was some confusion whether we're going to do it this year or next year, but we're going to do it this year. The new rewards for any sustainable business or organization and within Michigan City that you see is doing good things for the environment and good things for our community. And the name of that is the Caught You Being Green Sustainability Award.
Cool.
So how does a person nominate somebody?
You can either email me or Andy.
So the email is on our website or Facebook page? Because
You could message our Facebook page as well.
Yeah, there's people that are watching.
Yeah,
And,
But it would be private message to the Facebook page, right?
correct. Yeah.
And that would be seen by you or Andy. All right.
Kristen, so there's no specific format for the nomination, just write a paragraph or two about why you think they're,
this person
Should be
should get the
eligible?
award.
Yeah, there's no specific format. You can even just say, I nominate so and so for this award. Or if you're feeling generous, you could do the paragraph too.
yeah, because there would have to be some supporting
Yeah.
documentation as to why.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think people have been giving us about a paragraph or 2 paragraphs maximum, maybe
Yeah.
maybe
I
a
bet-
page.
No.
And I would assume if we didn't get enough info, we can just say, hey,
Tell us
thanks. Tell us more.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's 2 different awards this summer. Of one is for sustainably minded business. The other for is sustainably minded person.
Correct. We're doing them all at the same time.
Cool. That's
Yeah,
great.
And I do have an address that I can read. This is Andy's new address for things regarding sustainability. It's Andy, ANDIE dot goinggreen at gmail.com. I'll read that again. It's ANDIE dot goinggreen at gmail.com. So people can send their nominations there.
Thank you.
Awesome. Cool. Well, unless there's any other comments or questions, that takes us to commission comments. Does anyone on the commission have comments, ideas, things they want to talk about? All right, I do. Well, I've been wanting to try to put on like a low no waste event festival, and I've talked about it with Andy, but I'm just throwing that out. If it's something I can maybe do through this, but like the idea of, you go to festivals and it's just a bunch of waste. Sorry, there's a lot of fun stuff too, but the cups, the food, everything.
Yeah.
So if that's something anyone on the commission or anyone who's watching this is interested, feel free to get a hold of me or if anyone has thoughts. That could be something connected to the Earth Day event or its own thing of like, as far as like, you can have amplification systems that are battery powered and like figuring out how to have an event using the least amount possible. You could call it no waste, but then people would obviously be like, well, look at that waste and that waste. So it'd probably be more low to no waste, but.
Or at least biodegradable waste.
Yeah.
Opposed to plastic.
Well, and it's the thing, if this goes forward, like part of it would be like meeting with the health department of, my dream version is everyone brings their own cup, their plate.
Yeah.
Maybe they bring their own towel. And I'm sure there's points where, sustainability and health department might come into how do you figure this out. But anyway, that's the thing I've wanted to do.
Hey, what's the plan for the towels?
Napkins.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes you get handed 8 napkins. It's like, what are you gonna do with all that? That's maybe one of the least. It's a good question of why did I just say bring a towel?
So you're saying I'm having a picnic at Washington Park.
Yeah.
And I asked everyone to bring their own plate and their own towel for a napkin.
Yeah.
Cup for your drinks. And
Silverware.
Yeah.
and we try to only take what you can eat on your plate.
Oh yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah, and I guess I'm throwing out try it yourself too, because
So it sounds interesting. That does sound good.
I'm the weird
that's how-
person who brings my own plate sometimes. So
This is how we do our Potawatomi Audubon Society picnic. Is everybody brings your own tableware.
Right.
mhm.
Right.
That way you don't have all that trash.
All that
thrown.
waste and trash.
And the food vendors, why couldn't they just put the food, again, we have to check with the health department.
Yeah.
Why can't they just put the food directly onto your plate as opposed to into a container?
Yeah. Well, you could imagine if it's a tong,
Yeah.
and there's places I don't get food from because of the way they serve it. Where I'm just like, why did I need all that plastic
Right.
for that?
Right.
I don't know what that is.
So like carry out from restaurants, there is a lot of them that are doing these, they're called Enviro packs or something, but it's like a brown cardboard
Yeah.
box instead of the clam, the styrofoam clamshell thing.
Mhm.
So I think
You know
there's
of a restaurant that's using that now in
Leeds.
Michigan City?
Leeds does it.
Leeds?
Mhm.
Okay.
I know there's a couple others that we've done take out. So
If people are able to bring their own coffee cups into coffee stores, the health department has to be a little lenient on like what can be in
Oh, yeah.
cafeterias.
Well, it's fascinating because there's cafes regionally, locally that will not let you bring this in.
Right.
And then I don't go there again.
Yeah.
But
And it was really hard during the pandemic.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that was like a whole bunch of crazy rules. But now most places are pretty relaxed about that now.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Throwing out the city, maybe it is an event, or maybe it's just us. I don't know, bringing up, hey, have your picnics. Have everyone bring your own plate to your picnic. I don't know. So
Interesting.
well, kind of along the same lines, if this was some kind of event, then we should think about the kind of food that's served then too.
yeah,
Like we should be steering people away from meat,
hmm
right? And
Yeah.
more vegan and vegetarian items so that those make an environmental impact.
because there could be that educational aspect of what is the sustainability, what is the waste connected with each food thing,
That's right.
and tips for how do you have your get-togethers where you just say, hey, bring a plate instead of a stack of plastic plates.
Yeah.
So
In Europe, if you get fast food if you get street food, you get implements, disposable implements, but they're all made of wood. There's no plastic. You don't get plastic implements. And that's even true in Europe.
In Europe.
Yeah, it's even true on the airplanes going to and from there.
Yeah.
When you get your food, it comes with a wooden knife and fork and spoon.
All right.
A lot of them are made out of bamboo too, which is
Yeah.
even better because bamboo is such a fast growing plant. It replaces itself.
It also
fairly
happens to
quickly.
be pretty invasive, so.
Not in Asia.
Not in Asia, no. That's where it's from. By definition, if it's native, it's not invasive. But here it is. And people plant it and they're usually pretty sorry.
All right. Well, if anybody has thoughts, talk to me before the next meeting, and I'll keep thinking about this. Commission comments. There's no one before, so I'm guessing there still isn't.
No, I do have one comment.
Oh, yeah.
So Nancy, thank you for bringing this. Is this something you're gonna do every month then? Bring the agenda,
No,
print it out?
Andy asked me to do that.
Okay.
Okay, because Tim was having an issue with his printer.
Okay, so
guess.
my question
It is the lack of a printer.
She was very nice about it. She
Usually
said
Andy brings it.
Tim is having
So,
an issue with her
that's-
printer.
Yeah, just so that I know, because then I won't spend my paper printing it off too.
Yeah, Andy's always been great about
Okay.
bringing that.
Good to know, thanks.
Cool. Are there any public comments? I'm guessing.
I do have another.
Oh, sorry.
No, Larry.
Oh, go ahead, Larry.
Go ahead, Larry.
Okay, you can finish up under commissioners' comments, and then we'll move to public comment.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you know, but the city has officially released its request for proposals for the development of the property at Fifth and Pine. And so that's online now, and you can get that. So I got it, and because I was curious to see if there was going to be mention in there of sustainability. And I skimmed the whole thing, and sure enough, they did have a whole paragraph in here about it's section 4.9 on page 22, if anybody wants to look it up. And it's called sustainability. And I'll just read it briefly, just so everybody could hear what the city is putting out there. The city is seeking sustainable growth within the downtown and encourages the use of sustainable practices and the redevelopment throughout the district. The city expects that all proposals will employ to the greatest extent practical techniques that lessen the environmental impact of the project and result in a development that is efficient to operate and will require fewer resources to build and maintain, will minimize carbon footprint, and will protect building occupants' health and well-being. Proposers should demonstrate a commitment to a dynamic, viable, sustainable environment by including use of energy-efficient techniques, building systems and materials, resilient landscapes, green roofs, new innovative technologies, water conservation, stormwater management, and renewable energy sources. Proposals should detail any sustainability goals and approach in their proposals. So I thought that was very nicely worded, very well done, and I'm glad it's included, and let's hope that every proposal takes this very seriously.
Great. Thank you, City.
Thanks for sharing.
And I think that's the first time.
Is that coming from
First time I've
planning?
ever seen it in a proposal,
Mhm.
in our RFP. Yep.
Cool. All right.
Okay,
Public.
thank you. City Councilman Don Perlinski, and I mentioned something last night at the city council meeting, because I'm also the liaison to the LaPorte County Solid Waste District, and this coming Saturday at the LaPorte County Fairgrounds, and I'll talk to the camera, that way people can hear me, is the LaPorte County Solid Waste District is having a solid waste and hazardous waste collection day from, let's say, 7 to 3 in the morning. And you can bring tires, you can bring Freon, you can bring styrofoam,
Paper for shredding.
it's at the fairgrounds from 8 to 1. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, and, and paint, lead-based paint, empty aerosol cans, probably fluorescent light bulbs, and everything else that goes into that category. So what I was gonna ask the commission, if you guys have a Facebook page or, Google, you could put it out there to the public, today, tomorrow.
It's on our agenda. If they go to our agenda, it's the last item on our agenda.
Oh, okay, I see, I didn't see, I'm sorry.
No, that's good,
I didn't read that far down, Faye.
but that's good, but
Yeah, but I just wanted to get another shout out for the
yes, great.
Recycle Day. And then the other thing, I don't know if the commission has done this, but I thought about it for a long time, is the plastic bags, the litter around the big box stores. And I'm not talking about going out there and cleaning up the messes, but has there ever been any thought about going to the big box stores, about going away from paper or from plastic bags to paper bags, to see what they would say? Like Myers, instead of having plastic bags, would they be opposed to, or would they go for using paper bags?
Or reusable bags.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Or reusable bags.
Or the reusable
They let
bags.
you,
Yeah,
Well, especially-
they sell them and they let you bring them.
Right.
But paper bags are biodegradable.
Right.
But we all know the plastic bags are a mess. They pollute everywhere and they never disintegrate. So I was just wondering, if the commission has it, and if anybody from the commission, I know Councilwoman Mullenhour is on the commission. I wouldn't be opposed to going out there and talking to the head management of the 3 box stores and see what they have to say about doing that. It's worth a shot.
Or wait for them to-
throw that out there.
Or wait for them to incentivize reusable, like bags.
Yes.
Yeah, on Earth Day, Meyer had wonderful bags that they were giving to people that were, Earth Day
Earth Day.
logo and stuff on them. There's 2 in our house now, which most of the time live in the vehicle. So, no, I think that's a great idea.
I know that,
Councilman Prispolinski.
It doesn't happen around here, but if you shop at a Whole Foods store, they give you a nickel or a dime back for every bag that you bring of your own. I think that would be a good little way of incentivizing people, or at least getting the message out, reduce your plastic usage and bring your own bag. And people bring their plastic bags too. You know what I mean? Every time, you could reuse a plastic bag multiple times.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be.
All right, cool.
Thank you, Don, for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
Are there other public comments? Nope. Announcements. Looks like Green Drinks has an announcement. Did you want to read that, Nancy?
You can read it if you want to, Tim.
Northwest Indiana Green Drinks, Nature Beyond the Binary with Natio Carino, an urban farmer. Oh my gosh, y'all are finding out my pronunciation's bad. Horticulturist and soil scientists will present their program on the expansive and inclusive gender expression we can find in nature. Topic is presented as a full-day in-person course at the Morton Arboretum in Chicago. Join us Thursday, June 6th, 6:30 on Save the Dunes Facebook Live or Zoom. Contact M. Racine, Community Engagement Coordinator at em@savedunes.org. Again, em@savedunes.org, or Zoom link. Well, that sounds really cool. And 5K Dunes Dash for runners and walkers, sponsored by Save the Dunes in Indiana Dunes National Park, West Beach, Saturday, June 22nd, 8 a.m. to 11, 1 mile kids fun run. Register by May 31st to make sure you get a shirt. And the Port County Recycling. We'll say it again. It's happening May 11th, 8 to 1, LaPorte County Fairgrounds. Does anybody have any other announcements?
From 8 to 1.
Yeah.
They are accepting tires, electronic appliances, shredding, styrofoam, cardboard, and household hazardous waste. You can go to this eMichiganCity.com website page and go to the Sustainability Commission agenda. And it's on our agenda, these last announcements.
Any other announcements? Cool. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor of adjourning?
Uh.
Anyone opposed? Well, this was such a good meeting.
No, don't make
We
me
have
go.
concluded a meeting. I have now ran a city meeting. Thank you.